Hey folks, we've had a really great week here in Seattle, starting last week with the sweep of the Houston Astros and vaulted us into first place in the Western Division of the American League, and then came in with the Rockies this week and swept them 3 games. So in the process, we went from tied for the division lead with the Astros to a 3-game lead on the Astros, 4-game lead, now a 5-game lead on the Astros. So we have now clinched playoff spot, clinched the Western Division title for 2025, and have secured a first-round bye in the playoffs. So whether that's good or not, I'm not sure, but we're happy to be there. And we play the Dodgers this weekend, maybe a preview of the World Series. We'll see. Anyway, so making the playoffs and winning the Western Division is only half the story in Seattle. Of course, the big story is Cal Raleigh, the big dumper. That guy has been a favorite of ours for the last 2 or 3 years. The first 4 seasons, he had more home runs than any catcher ever in the major leagues. And this year he went to another level. So going into August, he passed Johnny Bench and Salvi Perez for most home runs by a catcher ever in a season. And then next on his list was Mickey Mantle, who held the record for most home runs by a switch hitter in a season, 54. Next on his list was the Mariner team lead for home runs. Ken Griffey Jr. had 56. And last night was a night of all nights where we clinched the Western Division, and Cal hit home runs number 59 and number 60, tying him with Babe Ruth for number 3 in the American League home runs in a season. And when you're in a sentence that has the name of Babe Ruth in it, you're doing something totally unbelievable for us. So Cal is now doing every TV commercial you can imagine, and good for him. Next on his list, 3 games to go, is Roger Maris. Roger Maris had 61 home runs in 1962. And finally, in the American League, Aaron Judge, 62 home runs. That's the ultimate goal. Has 3 games to hit 62 or more home runs. Can he do it? He can. Will he? We'll see. Anyway, let me show you the ComC order I got in, which was just a capper to the week. So my ComC order I put in on September 5th. I had been adding to that collection probably for about 3 or 4 months. I collected 81 cards in my basket, my cart, and worth about $170. And then bulk shipping was $20. So not sure what the math on that is. 170. What's that, about 50 cents a card or something like that. So let me show you what I got. I kind of organized these to try to do a video of them unboxing, but that wasn't working. Cards everywhere. So this is a 1961 Fleer Baseball Greats set. They had another set in 1960, but 61 for some reason. I collected a lot of these. This one is Jim Bottomley, Max Carey, Paul Wainer, I think that was big poison, right? Ford Frick, Johnny Evers, do you say Evers? Allie Reynolds, Oscar Malillo, is that the right pronunciation? Jimmy Fox,
Ed Rouse, shout out to you. Rob Cash Cards, Mel Ott, Lloyd Weiner, Little Poison, Jimmy Wilson, Lou Fonseca, Jack Chesbro, Dennis Galehouse, Walter Johnson, and Art Neff. I've just got about 3 or 4 to go on that. The most expensive one in the set's Ted Williams. He's the last card in the set. He's about a $50 card, so I'm going to wait for that one. Then I did an episode on Johnny O'Brien earlier this year on his passing. Gave a short synopsis of his life, and thought I would add his cards to my collection, and his brother Eddie. If you want to get some inexpensive Playing Days cards of Hall of Famers, you might consider 1968 Topps game cards. I picked up the Mickey Mantle a month or 2 ago, as I showed in one of my videos, but these other ones are pretty inexpensive. Here's a Carl Yastrzemski, a bit off center, but the card was in nice shape. Joe Torre, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, Al Kaline, and Willie Mays. Nice card. So I also collect University of Washington cards of players that I like. Robin Earl was a favorite tough guy back for the University of Washington Huskies, and played with the Bears, and had a little bit of a career in the USFL, evidently. Who knew or remembered? I collect fathers and sons and brothers cards, so I collected a few of these Hank Aaron cards. So if you want to get 4 Aaron cards for the price of 1, there are, I believe, 4 in this set. So you may want to look at getting those if you want. They're cheap, a couple of bucks. Ken Caminiti, I believe, has got a nephew that plays nowadays. Dan Plesac, I believe his nephew plays. Jim Bagby from the early 1900s, and his son also played. I need to get his son's card. He's got a 41 play ball that I need to pick up. And Dan McGuire, Seahawks, played not a brilliant career, but his brother, Mark. I'm a Richie Ashburn collector. Found these cards. This one is a reprint, I think an advertising piece. I thought I had that already, but I guess I didn't, so I bought it. And cheap. And just a couple different unusual cards, and this Allen Ginter card, that was really a nice looking card. And I pick up, I'm trying to complete all the Mariner team sets from 1977 to current. So a lot of these are prospect cards. Some cards, there's Randy and Hideo. Here's Raul Banez on there, Mike Cameron. Those were great players. NFL, MLB All-Stars. Here's Bonds and Junior. Another prospects. Here's shortstops of the time. A-Rod with the Mariners, Nomar and Jeter. And Mariners prospects card, another Griffey and Frank Robinson. That's a nice looking card, actually. And here is the great Jim Bonici. And notice who's in the middle there, Sean Casey. And on the right, Demeet Hook, Dimitri Young. Ken Griffey and Tony Gwynn. I think I got one of these for my top set and one for my junior run. And here's some Mariner prospects. I also have in this stack some Mariner, my current Mariner pitching staff, young pitching staff. George Kirby had some injuries this year, struggled a little bit, but pitching pretty well now. Hopefully going to the playoffs. He's gonna help us. Bryce Miller, also similar, had some injuries this year. Brian Wu is our all-star this year, ace of our staff. I mean, he had, I don't know how many games he had, 20, 25 consecutive quality 6-inning plus starts this year. Logan Gilbert, All-Star last year, and been pretty steady this year. A little ups and downs, but not too bad. And then Jay Buhner and Ken Griffey Jr. Always like this card. And Randy Johnson. Here's a 1959. Yep, Topps. Andy Robustelli. I found I was very close in completing some of my football card runs from my boyhood days, so I thought I would complete these. This is a 1960 set. Jim Dooley, Ed Brown, Charlie Ann. I'm not sure if Annie. Cleveland Brown set, Gene Big Day Lipscomb. And I made some sort of mistake here because somehow I've got 3 Ed Brown cards. There's any Ed Brown collectors out there, you want one of these, I'm going to keep the best one. I'll ship you the other one free of charge. Just let me know. Send me your mailing stuff to vintagedavet@gmail.com and I'll send you one. First come, first served. Ray Renfro, Lenny Moore. I just don't get it. I'm not sure what happened here. Johnny Sample and the Redskins team card. I collect pilot cards and Don Mitchell cards for whatever reason. This is Renato Galasso. I showed you their whole set, I think, last month, but I wanted to pick up one for his player run. And Gary Bell with a Pacific Baseball Legends set. And finally, filling in my baseball sets from the late 50s, early 60s. Here is 1962 Harmon Killebrew card. I needed that for my 62 run, and I might have had this one already, but this one's so much better shape than the one I have. 1958 Topps Cincinnati Redlegs, and I love these cards with the team on it and all their names listed right down to the Bat Boys. And if you want cards of all-time greats from the Reds in that era, Kluszewski, Frank Robinson, so forth, just get this card and you got them all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Oh, I had one more thing. I just was part of the pack of you were counting. See if I had 81 cards. I also am collecting Les Richter, and I went and I ordered just a bunch of his. So I will do an episode on the great Les Richter, NFL Hall of Famer with the Los Angeles Rams. I'll do an episode on that in the future. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Y'all come back now. Here.